Welcome back to The Edge. Inlinks launches a new keyword research tool. Somebody grabbed up AnswerThePublic and has the Google May 2022 Broad Core Update impacted you. You're listening to News from The Edge of the week of May 30th, 2022, here on Edge of the Web Radio.
From the Edge of the Web studios, here's what we're looking at this week.
We're looking at it. We're a little bit late this week because we had Memorial Day and jumped in and dug around. And what did you do on Memorial Day weekend, Jacob?
I went to the race.
Hey, I was there too.
I did not see you. There were a couple of people there.
I didn't see you.
I know, but I was listening to the radio, and I know you were.
Yes. Then that was the cool thing is that you set me up with the frequencies
Yes.
of every driver and driver team.
Yep.
And the coolest thing is actually hearing them as they're coming into the pits.
Yeah.
And they're counting
I
out
have
three.
to pee. I have to pee. Hurry up.
It's a bit of a long race.
I have to get back to driving around in a circle.
Turning left all the time. No, it was a really exciting race, and especially when I brought my 11-year-old out there, and he was all geared up, headphones, listening. We were jumping between our favorite drivers, and Dixon, not Jones,
Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon.
Wow, he's
Lord
a race
almighty.
car driver?
Absolutely.
Not only do I run Inlinks, but I
Majestic
race
sponsors.
cars.
Maybe Dixon Jones should sponsor Scott Dixon.
Oh, that would be awesome.
A huge Inlinks car. and
Oh
it
my
could-
gosh, it'd be wonderful.
Entity driven.
Yeah.
Entity power.
No offense, but is the Indy 500 crowd really the target audience of Inlinks?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, talking about the Indy 500. Literally, it took us. There's no parking if you don't get there.
That's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, well, not really, because they don't want you to park. They want you to go take lefts. And I was taking lefts all for like an hour and a half trying to find a parking spot. Finally got there.
Great. Ended up on the
Crazy.
course.
We got there after the thing started, but that was a 2.5 mile walk.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson there, just not to carry a cooler, but get one on wheels. That was the biggest thing right there.
See, I go with the styrofoam coolers.
There you go. Just
You,
leave it there.
you got to lug it in.
Yeah.
But then you don't care.
Yeah. But we were walking back, and man, the people after the race getting back to their cars, that is a experience unto itself because the filters have dropped.
Oh, yeah.
And we literally got back to the car, and there was no movement of the traffic in half an hour. Same car was right in front of me for about a half an hour, not moving on 16th Street. And I saw somebody take their van and hop the curb the other direction, right, driving on the sidewalk and crunch into somebody that was on the street.
Ooh, no.
And you heard like 15 people go, oh, because you know that sound, right? Oh my gosh, it was people are jumping out of their cars. It was a madhouse.
Yeah, it can be a little bit crazy.
You know what I never got about car racing? So when they crash, I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at that crash!" And the guys like end up like dead. They're like, "Oh, look at that crash, huh? Look at that crash."
That's right.
Horrible people, really. When you think about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I think
But
there's-
they're protected incredibly so.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, tell that to what's his name, Dale Earnhardt.
Nice.
It's cars going in a circle, dude. I don't care what league it is or whatever you want to call it.
All right, fine. For anybody who's not concerned about cars or racing or anything like that, this is Edge of the Web Radio. We focus on digital marketing news on a regular basis. My name is Aaron Sparks. I'm the owner of Site Strategics, a digital marketing firm here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And every week we actually cover digital marketing news as well as digital marketing topics separate from our weekly interview series where we take on and talk to some of the best in the industry, learn from them, and really unpack key concepts for your listening pleasure. So be sure to check out everything over at edgeofthewebradio.com. That's edgeofthewebradio.com. This is the Site Strategics Digital Marketing News Desk of Edge of the Web. We're proud to have Site Strategics, our firm, as the title sponsor of Edge of the Web. Our digital marketing team is excellent at results-based marketing. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the program, but you can go over and check us out at sitestrategics.com. That's SITE strategics.com. And the guy on the mic, the other guy on the mic, we got 2 guys on the mic, 3 guys on the mic. The other guy is Morty Oberstein. He's the head of SEO branding over at Wix. Morty, since you're over in Israel, you certainly didn't go to the race, right?
No, but I just want to say I like the fact that you spelled out, site which is the easier of the two words, and like let them figure out strategics.
Yeah. Well, I registered a number of other domains just to pick up the loose ends on that one, so they all kind of redirect back.
Oh, do we have SIGHT site?
Yes, I got that one too.
Oh, good.
All roads
CIT.
lead back. Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
Get an eye exam and your SEO done at the same time.
got to optimize that fax number. All right.
Optimize
So,
your
what you do over the weekend, sir?
Nothing. I have children. I did nothing.
Or as I like to call it, everything.
No, so
you did
You
everything.
know what's funny? Well, no, it's hard to do stuff for me over the weekend. So I keep Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do anything on Sabbath.
Not supposed to.
The problem is that the kids have school. So the weekend here is Friday, Saturday, which is so weird for me still. But the kids have school Friday.
Oof.
For half the day. So like, what are you gonna do then? And then Saturday you can't do anything because you can't even drive your car or anything. So like, you have like half a day on Friday. We take them to the pool or whatever.
Gotcha.
It's bizarre. It's still bizarre for me. I miss Sundays.
Well, I mean, we can do it like some sort of montage or something like that, and email it over to you every.
Yeah, I would love
weekend.
for you to send me pictures of what you're doing with your family on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll just.
Pretending like I care, kind of thing.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I do care. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I think.
Congrats to you, by the way. Your daughter graduated high school.
Thank you very much. Yep. It was a very hot celebration, and 800 students graduated.
Nice. Now she's gonna get the kicker out of the house. Goodbye.
She's already gone. She's
Go
picked
to
up and
school.
left. Yeah, she's down. She's doing. She's staffing at a scout camp the entire week or the entire summer, and then she's gone to college. I mean, she's gone. She's just gone.
How many left? How many
Okay.
until you're free?
Two others, and
right.
we're gonna ship them out. Actually, I don't think we're gonna get them educated. I mean, the two best are actually out the door. So,
All right.
all
Whatever
right.
works.
Hey, yeah. We want to let you know about a promotion. The Edge and Hrefs wants to hear about your own epic fails. We had episode 500 where we had a lot of great contributors sharing with us their epic fails. Kind of Error 500, episode 500, and we had a fantastic show. Really appreciate everybody's participation there. But Hrefs is the title sponsor of that show, and they want to give you a swag kit. So if you, for the next 5 weeks, we're giving away a swag kit if you share with us your epic fails. Tweet a story like we had on Edge 500, and we'll pick the ones that we like each week. So here are the rules. Post a video, 2 minutes max, to hashtag Edge 500, telling a story about the fail that you've experienced, because we all learn from these things. And again, protect the innocent. No names necessary. But tell us what the situation was, how you found out about the fail, how you fixed the situation, and what you learned from the fail itself. Be sure to mention hashtag 500, our Twitter, Edge Web Radio, and Hrefs Twitter, at Hrefs in the tweet. Be sure to protect the names of the incident. Like I said, once you post, we may actually pick that epic fail story from previous weeks and possibly work you into the show here, either on the news segment or the interview segments that we have on the Edge. So jump in there and share with us your epic fail so we can celebrate our 500th episode and beyond. All right. First story on deck here. It's from Search Engine Journal from Roger Monty. Inlinks launches a new keyword and topic research tool. Inlinks published an update to its keyword topic research tool that finds and clusters keywords by intent. The tool is actually available this week for all subscribers. And just so you know, Inlinks is a sponsor of Edge of the Web. We're really excited about what they've done over there. Dixon Jones and the team over at Inlinks, they actually rolled out a new application, a new upgrade to their application for content writing, where it's actually orienting towards true keyword intent verbs, not the general transaction, informational, commercial type of intent assumptions for certain terms. So they actually rolled out a very robust application where it's actually pulling in huge amounts of data and then clustering the terms up in a space where you can actually see very operant phrases that will help you guide your content. Morty, I don't know if you've been able to see the Inlinks tool, but they also had a video out there. Were you able to catch that one before the show?
I've seen the tool. I have tried out the free trial of it.
Mhm.
I should probably buy it.
It's awesome.
Hey Wix, can I get a subscription? Anyway, But I did see the article and I saw the verbs. I'm like, that's smart. That's the way to do that, by the way. Not that having the labeling is not helpful. It really is. And it's very time saving to have like informational commercial, and you can profile, hey, okay, this site's ranking for only informational keywords and the commercial content's not ranking. So they're not really a competitor of mine kind of thing. But going deeper, if you want to get into more the micro intents, as Mark Trabhagen likes to call them, the verbs are the way to do that. And that's very cool.
Absolutely.
I really do want to play with it now.
It's fantastic, and we've been a long-term subscriber to the software, but this was pivotal for their application, getting into not just keyword volume, not CPC analysis and the like, because those are metrics, but they're not as close as actually working an entire structure against the verbs that people are actually using in the search. So they had an example of renewable energy, and then they dug into the verb clusters of come, work, source, generate, use, help, buy, clean. All those had a particular groups of keywords, and then expanding out into that, you'd see use of renewable energy, where to use renewable energy as the keyword question, when to use renewable energy, and it just cascades down of a group of phrases that absolutely will be able to guide your content. But it's not only keyword research, they also do topic research. And if you're familiar with the application, it gives you an incredible structure to be able to write from. So as you add and subtract different verb usages, you're actually building your content template, of which your writers can actually work directly towards that. And it's no longer keyword association and a chronology of topics based on competitive use. You're actually zeroing in on what's really useful for you, what's your target, and it gives you an entire structure to be able to write towards. So it's not just keyword analysis, it's also working straight into the document structure as well, which is amazing. It's the only tool that we know out there. Why are we talking about this tool? Man, we're giving away the secret sauce out there. Probably have to because they're a sponsor, but it's an awesome tool. It really
is. Very cool. People have been trying to do this for a long time. I know
Absolutely.
Back in the day at Rank Ranger, we always thought about how can we get intent, and going after the verbs was the way to do it. But doing that is incredibly complicated. So now I'm really curious to see how they pull it off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're playing with it right now. It's pretty neat. We're also going to be having a special announcement with Dixon Jones from Inlinks as a kind of a one-off podcast with them. He's going to be jumping in and talking to us about this update, this announcement, because it is pretty substantial what they've done with the tool. So watch for that coming up as well. Pivoting around, we are actually proud to have our title sponsor of the show, Site Strategics. We are pioneers in the agile digital marketing methodology. Our core specialties are focused on technical SEO, search engine marketing, social media management and marketing, as well as conversion rate optimization. And by the way, we also write some really good semantic SEO content focused all on results-based marketing that actually works. And we also developed a unique and omni-channel broadcast as well as a curation process with our studio and our media to be able to work with our clients and learn from them, be able to unpack the entire specialty and subject matter expertise that they have using our interview method here at Site Strategic. So if you're interested in what we can do for you, give us a call over 877-SEO for Web or 877-736-4932. Second article, and I know Morty wanted to take a whack at this one, over at Search Engine Land from Danny Goodwin. NP Digital acquires keyword research tool AnswerThePublic. Now, we were just talking about topic research and keyword research. Well, AnswerThePublic has been a long-standing application that is great for research for SEO. Well, digital marketing agency NP Digital announced today that it actually has acquired AnswerThePublic, a popular freemium keyword research tool, NP Digital, which was co-founded by the marketing influencer and entrepreneur Neil Patel. For those of you listening, we have a great audio and visual effect on the video. Got to check it out with Neil Patel. It's kind of the Batman spinning hubcap effect. Anyway, he's the owner of another popular freemium keyword research tool, Ubersuggest. So they actually acquired this just recently. And with that, I'm going to pivot it over to Morty and see what his thoughts are about that acquisition. Morty, what do you think?
Just, that GIF of Darth Vader from the third movie, the new third movie, not the new third movie, the second new third movie. What's it called? The Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets up and goes, no! That's basically everyone's collective reaction. All right, I guess it's time to use Also Asked by Mark Williams Cook over Candor instead.
There we go. Also, Ask is
Basically-
a fantastic tool. You absolutely.
That is a great tool. Does pretty much get you same idea.
Yep.
You might as well support Mark, who is a amazing person and asset to the SEO industry, unlike somebody else who we just mentioned.
Well, I mean, they say that tools' existing features will remain, and the users will continue to access the tool via the website.
I'm
or
surprised
the
he
app.
bought it and just steal it. No?
Oh.
Oh,
No.
someone had to say it.
Well, Answer the Public approximately has about 1 million monthly users and has been a favorite among search marketers. We've loved it for years. And MP Digital says it's working on new free features. So they're giving away free stuff, Morty. Come on.
Okay. I get my pajamas on and use the tool. Anyway, yeah.
Well,
Missy's also asked.
I don't understand. Is the NP Digital an acquisition firm or a digital marketing agency? And this is the point: is as soon as an agency gets involved with a tool for marketers, the play is to be able to have that relationship, to be able to pull in some leads, right? So, are we going to be seeing a lot of lead forms starting to pop up?
Yeah. Have you ever gone to like Uber Suggest or whatever? Like it doesn't. At a certain point, doesn't like this giant, like complete interstitial takeover pop up of Neil in his pajamas, like. You can fill in your email address, or you have to like figure out how to get rid of it.
Very similar to this.
Let's see here. Uber Suggest. Pull that up for you guys.
Let's try to mouse away.
If you
Oh,
scroll,
there it is.
Once I left the screen.
yeah. What is the, of your website? Edge of
Oh, stop it.
radio.com next.
All right. So
Marketing advanced, increase more leads. How much revenue? Sure. Let's give him like, I'm gonna put like, what's your budget? 100,000 a month.
Wow. See, there we go.
I want Neil's team to help me. Full name, Aaron.
I'm doing the same thing with Wix. I'm actually going to ask if they can help with Wix. This is Morty Oberstein. See which one he actually responds to first. How about that? I can play that game too.
Hey, whatever. I don't care. We have wonderful spam blockers here. I don't think you have.
All right, tell me what you really feel about that.
What's your phone number?
Not saying a word. All right.
I'm just gonna. No, I don't need to ask. I just gotta Google site strategic.
I'll just give you the fax number. How about that?
Oh wait, what am I even asking? 877.
He's literally typing it off the screen.
7 SEO for web. I can't see. It's too blurry. 736-4932.
Oh my gosh.
This is by far the best podcast I've ever been a part of.
32. I agree to receive my quiz results. Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Send me the results.
Are you putting my email in there as well? You're opting me in. You're literally.
There's a 95% chance you can drastically increase your traffic. We emailed you an action plan.
Fantastic. All right.
You know it's a good action plan.
They'll
when it's already
thank me
been
later
emailed.
when you've increased your traffic by 95%.
Wait. Was it increased traffic by 95% or 95% chance that traffic can be increased? 'Cause
95
they're very
chance you
different statements.
drastically
Absolutely.
increase your traffic.
There's a
Based
95%
on the
probability.
analysis.
All right.
What analysis? I just filled out a form.
The analysis
What
is you have a
analysis
web
is done
page.
here?
You have a web page, your traffic can be increased.
You can't even get out of this. It's like, that's it. You're stuck. You can't even get back to the tool. You're just like stuck here.
So if there's if that's any inkling of what you may actually expect
Also
from Answer the Public.
asked.com. Also asked.com.
Exactly.
No, is it also? Yeah, it's also asked.com. That's right. That's what you should be using instead.
All right.
There's no pop-up, by the way. There's no form to fill out.
No, there's not. It's not a lead
It's a
generation
freemium.
process.
You just click search.
And it works.
Great. You can download the it's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. All right. That's enough of this.
By the way, we're talking. It's just a trend of tools being acquired. Breaking news.
Yep.
Breaking news from the SEO industry. Well, not breaking by the time this podcast comes out, maybe, but breaking news for Aaron and Jacob.
What's that?
SEO Clarity has acquired RankSense.
Really?
Yes. Hamlet Batista's product.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, there was a chronology that Danny put together of the recent acquisitions in 2022. SEMrush acquired Backlinko. Conductor acquired Content King in February. Bright Edge acquired OnCrawl on February as well. SEMrush acquired Compite. Was that Compite? in March, and then SimilarWeb acquired Rank Ranger in May, and then this news as well. I mean, there's acquisitions going all over the place.
Apparently, I need to make an SEO tool.
Evidently so.
I don't know what it is.
I just want to make sure, are we being bought out? Is someone going to buy us out?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Maybe Neil Patel.
Edge of the Web is not for sale, except for
really. If Neil Patel came by with $1 million, $1 million, you wouldn't sell it to Neil?
It'd be nothing but pop-ups. I mean, I got to protect the baby, man.
Yeah, because you would really. Okay, you're a good person. He has your email address and phone number now.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he knows how to reach you.
Fantastic. All right. Well, who we want you to reach is Inlinks, and they're a sponsor of Edge of the Web. Did you know that entities play a major role in how search engines understand and rank content on the web? Optimizing your content solely around keywords is a thing of the past. Now it's time to add entities into the mix and reach higher rankings with Inlinks, an award-winning software in entity SEO. They provide some expert-level data to be able to build your content around keyword clusters, just like we were talking about, verb-activated clusters of information, so Google will actually have a better understanding of the context of your article. So visit Inlinks with this URL, edgeofthewebradio.com/Inlinks. Do that one as opposed to straight over to Inlinks, because we want them to know how their promotion is actually doing. So edgeofthewebradio.com/INLINKS to claim your free Inlinks account and start creating content that will outperform your competitors. All right, third article for today from Barry Schwartz over at Search Engine Roundtable. Hey, we've got a core update that has come through. An SEO impact of the Google May 2022 broad core update. Last week, May 26th, says Barry, Google released the long-awaited Google May 22 core update. The update really kicked into high gear very, very quickly, with a ton of volatility noticed within 24 hours after it was formally launched. In Barry's opinion, this update was one of the bigger core updates for Google or Google algorithm updates that they've seen in some time, at least in the terms of SEO impact, says Barry. Now, Morty, I know that you're always on the stick with a number of different dashboards and software tools watching volatility in the space. What's the chatter that you've heard about this particular core update? Okay, he's frothing at the bit here. Jump into it. Go.
So yeah, pulled a bunch of SEMrush data. So SEMrush provided me a whole bunch of data and pulling data from a special secret sauce SEMrush dashboard that I have. This was an interesting one. So the last four, well, I'm not going to say four because the June, which is weird, but the last three core updates, you've seen basically 1 day initial rollouts of like extreme volatility, which is a change in the patterns. It used to be that you would have this initial rollout taking around 4 or 5 days. Then there'd be moderate levels of fluctuations and maybe another day or two of crazy fluctuations again. That initial burst has gone down to 1 day, which is really interesting to see that the rollout process has changed from what I can see. Also interesting, and this is where people kind of get confused with the data sometimes. So the level, comparing this to the November 2021 core update, which was a moderately sized core update, I've seen, or from what I can see, the core update in general getting less and less powerful overall. I have a whole study on that. But what I saw here was the level of volatility. So like on the SEMrush sensor, they're tracking on a level like 0 to 10, with 9 being like super high during the core update. The peak levels of volatility during the May 2022 core update versus the November 2021 core update are the same. So same level of volatility. They're both peaking at around like 9.1, 9.2 on the Richter scale.
Got it.
So you would think, all right, May, November, both, normal updates, normal core update. However, when you look at the baseline compared to the update, in other words, when you're looking at what's the normal level of volatility, and how much did it increase during the update?
The percentage of increase. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, the percentage change basically. The November 21 core update was far more drastic, meaning you went from low levels of volatility and then you went to high levels of volatility. So that percentage change is very high. Not so, or less so, rather, during the May 22 core update. In other words, you have the same peak levels, but you don't have the same percentage change.
So we are at already a moderate volatility whenever the thing.
Yes, exactly. So you're starting off already at a high level of volatility, just going higher.
Got it.
meaning that the peak levels of volatility are not coming from, or not just coming from, the core update.
There it is.
It's coming from what's going on in general around the core update.
So,
Which could mean that there's just general volatility before the update, or more volatility before the update than usual, which could be part of the new rollout process. There's a lot there to chew on, but it's just different.
let me ask you this: as you're looking
average
at the baselines, how long has this, say, moderate volatility been going on prior to this rollout? What have you been witnessing? Because I mean, you do a baseline of averages between core updates, right? Or are you looking at a smaller window of time?
So you're looking at what's happening in the same, let's say, a month before the core update relative to the core update in May, versus a month before the core update in November versus the core update in November.
Got it.
So it's always the same amount of time to be accurate, or to show a more accurate picture, but it's all relative. It's all based on what's happening around that time. Now you might wonder, okay, so there's more volatility before the May 22 core update. Is that because of the May core update? Is that how it's going? Like, they're doing a bunch of stuff for whatever reason before the actual update itself, or what kind of stuff are they doing? Or is that just the natural level of volatility that we're seeing as the new norm?
Exactly.
Great questions.
Exactly, and those are the
But it's
points.
just
Is that
different.
if we're in choppy waters, perpetual choppy waters, because if you look at the SEMrush data, actually, Barry wrote an article over on Search Engine Land where he got into the data much larger degree, and this is some of the data that you're referencing, Morty. But you have some additional exclusive dashboards that we all covet, right? I mean, you can see the peaks there, and the peaks weeks before were hitting 9 on the Richter scale as well. There's a lot of choppy waters. So
Yeah, there was a lot of choppy water there. Yeah, I've seen, like, a couple of examples, and it's interesting to see, like, I don't know how you want to classify this, but I saw a bunch of cases where back, let's say 2 weeks ago, the site saw a massive increase in rank.
Right.
Or the page rather saw a massive increase in rank, and then it went back down again. And now with the core update, it's back up again. Now let's say it sticks. Let's say now with the core update, which is generally what happens, that new ranking trajectory sticks. Does that mean that previous update from 2 weeks ago was a precursor to what happened with the actual core update itself?
Right.
That's a logical conclusion, at least. At
How
minimum.
would you draw a correlation towards that, as opposed to it just being the new baseline, right? If you can actually pinpoint either industries or certain top ranking not factors, but the thermal level of ranking that certain domains have that you're tracking, can commonly amongst the industry, is that something that you can kind of pierce through that baseline?
I mean, I don't do it at that level, because like, I think that's very hard to do. I think you could see that at the page level. You can see, okay, this page's rankings with a certain update went down, and they went back up afterwards. They got reversed, or you could see Google's just, with the core update, is reversing what was unreversed by a previous unconfirmed update. So that would seem to indicate that update, at least for this query or page, was a test to see if what they did, they liked it or not. And now they did like it, and now they're sticking with it for good with the core update.
Got it. Cool. Well, Rank Ranger, one chart in particular that I'm looking on the Search Engine Land article, we won't pull up. I don't have the URL locked and loaded in our show. But
so I skip over the data that I did and go right to the rank data. No problem. Appreciate that.
But it did have top 3 results.
Can you feel the love?
It did have different niches, different industries of health, finance, retail, and travel. And looking at the volatilities in the top 3 results, top 5, top 10, it'd be great to be able to see that mapped back in the baseline period of time, just to be able to see if retail was getting pounded the entire time. And
correct. That's why, like, you have to take this kind of data. It's an indicator at best of what's happening, and the more data that you have, the better. And what often happens, what people do is they take, like, I'll take one day compared to the next day. Like, that's a very, very small sample size. So you have to take it all with a grain of salt, look at the overall trends of all this stuff, and get a general sense of what's going on.
So to some, we understand that the deviation's not nearly as strong as the November. We've got a much higher volatility baseline. What are we as SEOs to do with that? Because I always feel a bit anticlimactic of how can we actually create something in a response to these core updates. You really can't.
I have the same. I write these. So, like, when I write a post, which I just did for SEMrush, about, like, hey, like, a deeper post about what happened based on taking some of the data from the Search Engine Land article and just going deeper into it, I look at that as like, here's a general sense of the ecosystem of what's happening. I don't look at those kind of posts, and this is why I don't include winners and losers lists if everyone loves them, because I don't see any point into that. Like, what are you even going to do with that? What does it even say about anything?
Right.
I do see a value in like, okay, here's how the ecosystem is functioning. Like the fact that you're seeing a different rollout pattern. I don't know what it means yet, but it kind of raises a flag, like something different is happening here. And what does that mean? And then you can theorize it and think about it and talk about the implications of that, and maybe take that idea and say, hey, you know, someone so-and-so, Marie Haynes or Glenn Gay was talking about something similar. One of that thing connects.
Right.
And now that would explain this. So I think that data is important in understanding the environment that you're working in. But I think if you're talking about the impact and what's going on and what you can do with this, I personally like, and I'm working on this now. I work on this every update. Sometimes I find things, sometimes I don't find things, where you can take a look at a lot of queries, a lot of them, and a lot of shifts. In other words, you have a site going up and conversely a site going down. And it seems like Google's swapping these two pages. If you can find a lot of cases of that, or if you're working, you know, with your particular niche or your particular competitors, you can see, hey, there's a bunch of shifts happening here. What's the pattern here? What's the common denominator? Why might be Google shifting this page up and that page down the SERP? And if I could find a pattern in those, that could be like, yo, you know what? Google's really looking at this. And they really like this. I'll give you an example of one that I was looking at. Not conclusive, by the way. Like I have to find this over and over and over again to feel like, yeah, I'll write about this. This is what's going on. But it was a query around, hold on, let me get the tab open. Something around, I forgot the query, but something around impingement syndrome, shoulder impingement syndrome, which I don't know what that is.
It sounds painful.
It sounds horrible. One page that went down. It seems like a good page when you first get to it. And, you know, that's good content. I'm not saying it's bad content, but it basically goes through relatively quickly a description of the injury. What are some of the, you know, predispositions that would lead to the injury? A quick thing on treatments and so forth. That page lost. And it's not bad content. It seems like it's very accurate and authoritative for that. The Cleveland Clinic for the page gained ranking. What the Cleveland Clinic does, it first goes through what is this syndrome? What is it my rotator cuff does?
Goes deeper.
How does this syndrome, and how does it develop? It's giving you a lot of context. And then it goes into what are the symptoms? What should you do about it? How is it treated? But it first gives you context around it. And again, I'm speculating here because I'm only looking at one example. But what it seems to be like what's happening here possibly is that Google's saying, yeah, that information on the other page is fine. But for a health query like this, we want the user to have a fuller, more holistic understanding of what they're actually seeing and reading,
right?
So they can make a more educated decision. You can't do that without context. So this page lacks context, while the other one has context.
Very similar to the product review update that we experienced, is that the reviews that have more context, demonstrating that the reviewer actually understood and worked with the product, was able to give much more insightful perspective and review. Those were the winners, where you had affiliates that were doing summary paragraphs and popping through a bunch of different products, were kind of downgraded. Same basic principle, right?
Sort of, yeah. So that kind of analysis is what I like to personally do.
Got it.
I think that's where you have a lot of value in figuring out what's working, not working. What you could do anything. As Glenn Gabe says, throw the kitchen sink at it. Find 5 different things you think is like working better on the other page, because you never know what's that one thing that's going to push, move the needle kind of thing.
Yep, absolutely. That's the kind of thing that you can respond with for a series of tactics, as opposed to just looking at volatility and saying, okay, we got to do something, because that just lights everybody's hair on fire, and there's no strategy to respond, because you really don't know.
Yes.
And you won't know until much later, just like we talk about again.
You won't know till you dive in.
Yeah,
you won't know anything till you dive in. Again, like I think those other kind of data sets are great about giving you context. What kind of ecosystem are we in? And I think that's really important. SEOs often leave that kind of context out. I think it's super important to understand the context that I'm in and what's happening in the ecosystem. But is that strategic? Not in the immediate sense.
Yep, you're absolutely right. But what is strategic, and what we want you to dive into each and every week, is #SEO Chat. Tell us about that.
Hillary Quinn is hosting SEO Chat.
I'm a big fan of her. I really am. She's very engaged in SEO chat
Super
as well.
nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we used to have a bunch of chats. Remember, we used to do those old
Clubhouses.
Remember Clubhouse back in the day? Way back when that lasted for. Yeah, that was great. She would jump in all the time. She was wonderful. So she's hosting, talking about communicating with clients and devs, all about your SEO-ness. 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursday on Twitter. SEO Chat hashtag. Hashtag SEO Chat.
All the hashtags.
Yes, all the hashtags. SEO, SEM, search marketing, Google.
Everything.
Winning.
Tiger blood. All right. That's it for the show today. Thank you so much for your insights, Morty. Appreciate it. And thanks for... There's our Neil Patel out right there. Make sure you check out the Dixon Jones Inlinks special announcement podcast, as well as the first of 2 segments with Jason Bernard, the brand surf guy. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updated whenever we go live, as well as we drop our videos out there. So from all of us, say goodbye, Morty.
Goodbye, Morty.
From all of us over Edge, stay safe and stay well, and do not be a piece of cyber drift. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.